Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Simply Living in a Small Town. I hope everybody has had a wonderful, beautiful Christmas. I have survived it, so it's about all I'm going to say about that right now. So it's been a while. I have meant to get back on here, and for sure I was going to do one yesterday. I was ready to do it yesterday, and then I ran a bunch of errands, and by the time I get back, I was totally wore out. So I apologize for that. I didn't mean to be gone this long. I have several things to show you, and welcome to everyone returning, and welcome to anyone new watching. I truly do appreciate that so much. So I have been sick. I have been having just issues trying to get through this holiday. It's Christmas is always a time that's pretty stressful for me in a lot of ways. And then this year was the first year without my son. And so that has weighed heavily on me. But I do want to show you these blankets that I finally did finish. The one has been finished for a few days. The other one I just finally finished up today. So I just have them down here in a bag. So let me stand up. I know this is not all going to fit in frame here. Now this is the one, if you've been watching for a while. Whoops. This is the one that I started months ago. And I just finished today. And let me look and see. I was trying to see which side. Okay, that's the back. This is the front. And these aren't huge blankets. These are just throw blankets that I made for my nieces. Originally, this one I wasn't really planning for anything specific, but then decided to finish this one for as for one of them, so I didn't have to start another blanket. So it's a pretty decent size, as you can see, for a throw, basically. And let's see if I sit down on it. Yeah, that's it on the floor, and it comes up to like here. So I'm only like 5'5", so that's not too bad, and it's, you know, big enough to wrap around. My niece that this is going to, she's just a slightly bigger than me, about the same, and so this is for her. So I'm really happy how this turned out. I think it looks really pretty. And so I'm really happy with that, and that this is done. I was going to do more rounds because I had this kind of flubbed up from what I intended to do, where, let me see if I can show you. This purple in the center, it was supposed to be purple, white, black, gray, and then inadvertently, when I wasn't paying attention, my brain just went to black next, and I have no idea why instead of purple. Well, I was going to continue on though and do the purple, white, black, gray, but then I realized oh my gosh, it's getting, you know, it's getting pretty good size. So I really thought, well, this is like, in other words, it's big enough. Now, the only other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to wash both of these blankets before they get them. And yes, I know it's after Christmas. I knew I wasn't going to get them done in time for Christmas per se. Maybe one of them. I'm sorry, y'all. I have some indigestion. Anyway, I knew I wasn't going to get both of them done in time. But I do want to wash them. And this is kind of one to the end here. See that little, it's kind of wanting to curl a little bit, but the, what am I trying to say? I don't know. The okay, the last like 2 rows of the blanket. Just gonna say that. So anyway, nonetheless, I'm happy with how this turned out. But see if, well, if I can get it folded up here. But you can see that's, you know, I mean, it's really good enough size. The border, that's what I'm trying to say. See, it's trying to curl a little bit. So that's fine though. I mean, it looks, it has turned out nicely, so I'm happy with that. And then the other one that I did for my other niece, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It is so pretty. I just, because I love this magenta in here. Not that I don't love the purple, because actually originally when I started doing this one, I didn't have a specific plan for it, but I kind of thought I'd probably just keep that one myself. And then, you know, I decided to finish it for Christmas, so that was fine. But I love how this one, the colors, the magenta looks in this. It's really pretty. Now, the first one I did, the first one is all Lion Brand Pound of Love, except for the white in it, and that is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. And it was older Red Heart Super Saver yarn. Sadly to say, I was almost done with a row and I ran out. So I went yesterday. I actually went yesterday to buy a skein of white Red Heart Super Saver yarn at Walmart. So I got that, even though I normally wouldn't. I have plenty of white, y'all. You know that I have all this Premier Just yarn. But I like held those up together, and there was going to be a noticeable difference. And so I thought, well, let me just go get a skein of I knew I was going to do that. Red Heart Super Saver in white. And that should be fine. And sure enough, I mean, I couldn't notice a difference on that. So, but now this one is all Premier Just yarn. So, like I said, I think this is so pretty, y'all. So pretty how this one turned out. I am so thrilled with this. So this is my other niece's blanket. I'm sorry. It's just too big to get the whole thing in the frame. I'm trying to see. This one might be slightly bigger, y'all. Yeah, they're pretty close to the same, but this one might be actually a little bit bigger. But I did, so where you do these bands of colors now, both these blankets are based on the Luck of the Draw 8 blanket. There was a tutorial that was on Creations by Jack's YouTube channel. And the original tutorial, it showed these bands of color in 5 rows. So you did 5 rows of each. Once you got out of this, like maybe this block, I think, this band, I think it's either this band or the next one, anyway, where you started doing 5 rows, 5 rows, 5, and then all 5 rows were going to be the same thing every time, basically. And of course you can whatever with it, but anyway, you know, change it, not do different colors, do variegated, do whatever you want, you know, obviously. But anyways, on this one though, I chose to do 4 rows instead of 5. I really think that I actually kind of like that better, the 4 rows. But anyway, I think this turned out gorgeous. And I know that my niece is going to absolutely love this. So I love it. I kind of wish it was mine, but I for sure made it for her. So I might have to, yeah. I just love that magenta. It's so pretty. And that's not, I don't know that that's showing up. It really, that looks better there. But it's like a really dark pink. So I love how these both turned out. I am thrilled. All I got to do is wash them now and such. And yeah, thrilled with these. So at least these are done. These are 2 more blankets that are leaving me. Now the other one that I had made originally, similar to the first one I showed you. So the original one that I made was, you know, all the same as the tutorial for the Luck of the Dry blanket. And that one, it's cat hair. That one went to my mother-in-law and she loved it, which, so I am thrilled about that. And so the one that I messed up though, I didn't bring it over there. It's still over there by my chair. But the one that I messed up though, that oh my gosh, see how this is wanting to curl just slightly too on my border. Anyway, the other one that is the same colors as this that I started, and I messed up the corners really bad. Look how pretty that is. Is that not pretty? I just love it. Anyway, that one I've decided I'm going to go back and redo that one that was in those same colors, and I'm going to give that to my sister-in-law. So as it turned out, we didn't end up getting together for Christmas. I was supposed to cook at my mother-in-law's this year because I wanted to do that. She had just had a quadruple bypass, and that was like around Thanksgiving. She was in the hospital Thanksgiving, and then so I was going to cook dinner for them Tuesday, and it turned out she ended up back in the hospital due to blood clots, and one went to one of her lungs. So she just finally got released from the hospital, 2 days ago. So thankfully she's doing better, but nonetheless, things things went slightly really, I mean, even more wonky than I kind of anticipated this year, because I knew that this year was going to really be all over the place. So there's that. Now I have these kits that my mother purchased. Now she had taken my daughter and my other 2 nieces Christmas shopping about 2 months ago, I want to say. It might have even been a little longer than 2 months ago. She had them each pick out a kit at Hobby Lobby. These little crochet kits, which they are super cute. I do not know which one of my nieces picked that one, but it's a little cute little cow. And then we have a cute little gnome. Speaking of gnomes, I will have to mention something else in just a second here before I forget. And then my daughter, of course, picked out the cat. So apparently my mother enlisted me to crochet all these kits for my nieces and my daughter, but she did not give them to me till about a week ago, which I was on my own crochet, you know, hurry up and get done stuff. Okay, so obviously they are still in the box. I haven't even opened the box yet. These kits were $5.99, which isn't bad. The funny thing is, the little cat kit I was already wanting to get anyway. I can open this though, because I am supposed to be crocheting. So hopefully in the next week I get the 2 done. Fingers crossed, I don't know. It's a little bag of stuffing, which I have plenty of that anyways, but oh, Okay, and then it just has the little yarns in there, which this one is for the gnome. I'm going to open this really quick so you can see. Then it has a, okay, there's actually a plastic, let's see, there's a plastic yarn needle in here. There's no crochet hook, which, yeah, that's fine. And then it has, here's the picture of the gnome. And then this is the instructions. So this should be interesting because I don't really go by patterns for the most part. Now, I have started learning how to read patterns. If you've been following along, you know, I was not taught, when I started learning how to crochet, I was not taught by any patterns. I was not taught how to read patterns. So, but I don't, you know, this is not going to be complicated. Row 1, chain 16, single crochet in a second chain from the hook. And in each chain across, turn. And it says 15 stitches, which sounds pretty simplistic to me. So even though I don't read patterns per se, I think I will be all right with this. To be honest, I wonder what size hook this requires, because that was my only thing to my mother about this the other night. I said the only concern that I have about this is that I do not, I imagine that this is going to use, oh wow, okay. Well, it says 3.5 millimeter plastic crochet hook. And it says, must use included hook or results may vary. Okay, well then where's the hook? Oh, it was stuck in the middle. I guess that's what they're saying. Oh, there's no way, y'all. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but I really definitely won't be using, first of all, their hook, because this is like a toothpick. I mean, yes, it's small, but I mean, it's like very, like, oh. Well, I'll have to get that later. It just flipped across the room, but that was my point. It's very, very flimsy, okay? It's fine. I have a 3.5 millimeter. I think I can suffice. Let's see, you know. But that was the only thing that I had said to my mother, is that I was concerned about the hook size, because I want to say 4.5 is the smallest hook I've ever used. And because I have such trouble with my fingers and, you know, my hands due to my arthritis and that's the only thing that bothers me. The yarn feels fine. That looks, yeah. I mean, that seems all right. But yeah, I won't be using the included hooks. It's not a big deal, but the hook is extremely flimsy, as you saw. So that was my only issue with that. Now, outside of that, I think this will be fine. It's just me wanting to actually sit down and do it, you know. So I'll have to work on trying to get at least the 2 done in the next week or something here. The cat one, obviously, I'm not worried about, because it's my daughter, so then I can... She's not going to be mad at me about, you know, whenever I get that done. So that's not an issue. So, oh, I know what I was going to mention too. So the gnome, the reason I said, oh, I need to go back to that for a minute. So I made a, so to speak, gnome. I made a gnome door hanger. And, well, so what it actually was from Bag O' Day Crochet had put out not too long ago a pattern that's for basically a tree that's a door hanger. And then, you know, you could make I think it was probably turned out about that long or something like that. And anyway, of course, you could make it any size. Well, I had seen in her Facebook group that somebody had taken that pattern and made it into a gnome door hanger, which I thought was really cool. So, my daughter's stepmother, she has, which I might have to get one of these kits because I know they did still have them. I might have to buy another one of those. She has an obsession with gnomes. She loves gnomes, and every year it's been a thing that Ava and I go pick her out something for Christmas that has gnomes on it or is a gnome, or So this was like a last minute thing. I had seen that and thought it was really cute, and I had already mentioned it to her. Do you want me to try to make one of these? Oh, that would be great. That's so cute. So I sat here and made that up pretty quickly. The tree part. Now the tree part, in other words, acts as the hat for the gnome. The big pointy cylindrical looking hat. So there's not much to it after you make that tree, because then it's taking yarn and putting it like just pieces of yarn all the way across to make it look like a gnome beard, basically. Now I will stick a picture in this video though, because I was going to do that anyway, but I will stick a picture up here or over here, whichever, so that you can see it, because I took a picture of it. She had already went Christmas Day up to her dad. So the gnome door hanger is, I don't, have it anymore. It's at her dad's. So I kind of felt bad because I know I didn't do the best job on it, but I tell you, putting these strands of yarn on that seemed to just take, like, I worked on it one evening while I was watching a movie. That was after I got the tree part made. And then I worked on it the next day again. I kind of just got tired of putting strands of yarn on, to be honest. And also, I was still working on this blanket yet at the time too, because what I actually did was I worked on this blanket here, and then once this one was done, I went back to the other one, because the other one was already, like, bigger, in other words. The other one was already like baby blanket size. So I was kind of just, it was like then later in the evening while we were sitting here watching stuff and whatnot, I was working on this gnome. Anyway, I kind of went back and looked, and it turned out okay, but I could have for sure done a better job on it. But I think, I shouldn't beat myself up over a gnome door hanger. But, I like, when I do something, I like for it to look, I don't know, the way that I expect it to look, okay? That's just... But I was very pleased. It was funny because I was thinking how, well, I really could have done a better job on that. But I was really, I was really cooking it for time, because the morning that it was Christmas Day, I was finishing it up before she went over there. And I had to take her over there fairly early. So anyway, I'm so happy, though, to report, though, my daughter, texted me, and she was telling me that, her stepmom and her stepmom's mother, just loves the gnome and just thought it was so cute and was really impressed. And y'all, that just made me feel good. Yeah. It made me feel so good. And the funny thing is, so Bag O' Day starts that pattern, Crystal. She starts it with a plastic, like a ring, like you would get off a, water bottle, or like a Gatorade or something like that. Well, I didn't have one of those. So I improvised, and you'll see that in the picture too. I'll put that up too, what I started with. What I started with, actually, because I didn't have that, I thought, I have something I know will work. So I used a plumbing gasket to start the pattern, because that's what you start with. And basically you have this ring, and then you go through it, you know, and do your stitches. That's how she had you do it. So that was, you know, worked perfectly good, you know, but I just, it's kind of funny. Nobody knows there's a plumbing gasket for that circle. So anyway, I had some other stuff too that I was going to put into this video, but then I knew that was going to make it longer. And y'all, I have been struggling a lot of different ways. And one of which is just having energy. I've not felt good. I've felt sick, and plus I've been depressed and off and on, and I've just really been struggling. And I wanted to do this video earlier, but after I got done with this other blanket, I was planning to, and then I actually kind of just sat and cleaned up yarn and stuff, because my over by my chair has gotten, it seriously got out of control, and it still looks not great, but I cleaned up probably 6 or 7 skeins of yarn so far, so if that tells you anything. And I've been having trouble with this wrist, because this is my dominant hand. It's the hand I crochet with, and I don't have any cartilage in that wrist. And because I pumped, y'all, I have crocheted my little heart out all week. I'm telling you, if I have not done whatever in the last, like, you know, month, 2 months or whatever, I have crocheted my little heart out all week, because I pumped and pumped and pumped, just kept doing rows and so as a result, then, you know, my wrist was killing me and my fingers. And then, so now this hurts. I have tennis elbow, and so now all this hurts. So I told myself, and then the other blanket, when I worked on it today, I told myself, I'm just going to go at a whatever pace. I'm not after, you know, because I knew I was getting close to having it done. And I thought, I'm not there, you know, there wasn't that much left. So I'm not in a hurry. I'm just getting not stressed about this today and not kill my wrist. Like, you know, so, and matter of fact, I've been wearing my wrist brace, because it's just been, oh, it's been so bad. And the pain, and then I've been having trouble for quite some time with my thumb. I'm going to get one of those braces to put on my thumb, because from holding because I hold my needle like a steak knife type knife, you know, type. So that gets, in other words, my thumb gets really, really, you know, and it just gets to the point where it feels like it's not even going to work anymore. So but anyway, I'm happy with that, or with this stuff. And then I just got to work on these, and I'm not going to be in a hurry to finish these either, because clearly the blankets are done. I'm going to have to take the blankets down to their house and whatever. We didn't have Christmas together, and it didn't matter, because even if we would have, I wouldn't have had the blankets done anyhow. So it's just part of it. And then, but anyway, to go back to what I actually meant was, it took me a minute to work up to doing this video. I'm really been struggling. So I have, yeah, they're laying down there. I was going to say, okay, so I have most of the items together for the giveaway. Shh. And I've been wanting to show you that stuff. Now I think I have everything now that I already had ordered, but I may get a couple of more things or whatnot. So I am still intending to do that. It's not that I'm not going to do it. I knew I was not going to get it done for Christmas. I'm sorry if you thought I did. But no, what I would like to do is get that done probably. I would like to do it for New Year's Eve, but who knows if I'll be able to actually. Let's just say this, more than likely by like next Friday, because I still may want to get. I've just not hardly been anywhere, and there was some other things I kind of wanted to pick up, and then I looked at a couple of things at Walmart yesterday while I was there. Not, I mean, I looked at yarn too, but I mean yarn accessory type stuff, and I still think there's a couple of things that I would like to try to throw in. I just want to show appreciation. I appreciate every one of you for watching. I'm truly grateful. I've been blessed with this. I'm so thankful. I never dreamed when I started that. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And yes, it's work, but yes, this is very enjoyable because it's an art that I actually absolutely love. I love to be creative and do things constantly. Speaking of that, I also have some things to show you that I meant to get done last week and did not. So hopefully it's not too late, kind of a thing, that I can show you that stuff this week, because it's kind of some DIY stuff, but it's like it's just crafty DIY stuff. It's not anything huge or anything like that. So like crafty winter DIY things that I was going to show. So anyway, I still plan to do the giveaway, and I will let you know closer to when I get that nailed down this next week, because I will see you between now and then. I hope you have a great evening or a great day whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. So much love to everyone. Thank you again. God bless, and bye now.